Welcome back to the Culture Currency, folks. Yes, in this box we have another $100 worth of silver. Why would you buy silver when silver is so high, you might ask? Well, there's a couple of reasons that you should pay attention to. One, I spend $100 a month to prove that everybody can find a way to start collecting silver, start stacking silver for their own means. So $100 is a pretty good entry point. Should I raise that amount sometime? Well, maybe, but then I feel like we'd miss the point of giving hope to our community to say everything that I've built, you can build too. The other thing is, with $100, it reminds me that I need to be very, very intentional with my purchases. I don't buy to buy. And as a primary collector over stacker, there's so many amazing products out there that I still would love to have. So that being said, you get a little creative whenever silver gets high on how you're going to spend that $100 to bring joy to your journey. So that being said, this is a box from APMEX, the American Precious Metals Exchange. This video is not sponsored by them per se, but I enjoy going to them every single month, and that is because they're the only ones that every single month have things that I don't have yet. So if I want to add things to my stacker collection, why would I go somewhere where I would just be duplicating things I already have? If I'm just trying to stack for weight, I can go anywhere to do that. But if I'm a true collector, APMEX is going to be the first place I start because I love silver coins from around the world. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. We put this order in not too long ago, about 4 days ago, and it arrived at my box yesterday. Given that we're geographically centered in the center of the United States, just like APMEX, it usually comes to me within about 3 days of ordering, which is fantastic. Alrighty then. First thing we're going to do is get out the literature because you don't need to know my identifying information. Alrighty, so now that's out, we should have 4 coins in this bag. And if you know anything about math and you know that silver was right at $40 when I made this purchase, that doesn't make sense. Well, that's because they're not all 1 ounce silver coins. So let's start with these. As you know, I have been collecting gem-proof silver 90% quarters for every single state. So I have been able to add a couple of these beauties to my collection this month. I have 2 of these. This one right here, as you can see, is Vermont. You see it looks like a girl out in the woods, look like maple trees getting syrup out there. And to be honest, that is one of the goals I want to have with my family, is to go up to the Northeast sometime and make our own maple syrup. I think that would be a really cool experience to connect to nature and do that. So that is one of our 4 silver coins this month. And this right here ran $10. $10 for a 90% silver quarter, a gem-proof 90%. Here's another one. One of the viewers said this should be one on my list. This is New Mexico. Gorgeous. I'll be making videos over these, by the way, so if you want to know a little bit about the state and the history of the iconography you see, then you want to stay tuned for that. A lot of fun making these videos. So those are 2 silver quarters added, which means in here we have our big silver coins. All right, first one's right here. And I went vintage for this one. This is a 1991 coin. It is a silver dollar, as you can see. United States of America. What you see here is South Korea and North Korea. We have the 38th parallel, which is a war that is still technically ongoing, by the way. Check this out. What a beautiful, beautiful piece of coin this. I had grandparents, both of which fought in the Korean conflict. So this was one that I really wanted to pick up. Just gorgeous, gorgeous iconography here. And that will be something that I highly enjoy bringing to you. And as you can see, 38th anniversary commemorative of Korea in 91. Well, that has to do with the 38th parallel, which we'll get to. But this was only $39.94. As you know, these are 90% silver. Really cool. And our final coin, which should interest you greatly, as this is more in the realm of what we normally collect here on this channel, is a 1 ounce silver bullion coin. Move all these up. And that is right here. I almost went with a Korean coin this time, but this one came in a capsule, and not only that, it was a series that I don't currently have. Right here, you see this is from Australia, which already tells us that quality is going to be front of mind. Gorgeous, gorgeous coin. And this is the Wombat. As you can see, the 2024 has the P125, which is basically a privy mark there. I absolutely, absolutely love this series, and I have not gotten into it yet. So this is my first Wombat coin, which is a check off the box. So this was a very, very exciting month for me in silver, as we look at a bunch of coins that I have not had. Obviously, we're collecting 2 more in our state collection, a new series here, and something that touches a bit at home with the Korean conflict. So that is what we have for you today. If you want, go ahead and subscribe so that you can watch the videos I make over these that will go into the history and the culture. We'll be putting these 2 on our 60-point scale, not so much these, because those are more about just enjoying the history and culture of the states and the iconography. Though, once I collect all 50, if that day comes, I will probably have some kind of rating system just to throw it out there. So, a lot of fun to be had. Thank you so much for coming and watching today. And as always, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.